This program is brought to you by Tyvision Media, helping stokvels and burial societies reach their goals.
Welcome to Zaka Stokvel Insights, a platform where stokvel and burial society members learn more about the world of business, and business leaders get to understand stokvels and burial societies a whole lot more. If you would like to answer some questions, or if you have questions rather that you'd like our team to answer, please send us a voice note on 081-596-1065. You can also contact us using the email info@tyvisionmedia.co.za. If you'd like to share some insightful thoughts, please do follow us across the social media platforms below. Today, we look at structure, constitution, and membership growth for investment stokvels. And once again, joining me in studio is our resident expert guest in this field, Thabiso Masudubele from Tyvision Media. But before we get into the discussion, this week's question is from Rifumo Investments Stokvel.
Good day, Zaka. We are Rifumo Investments Stokvel, and we are a group of young people who collect monthly contributions from our members and invest them in the JSE listed companies, properties, and EFTs. We initially started with 8 members in 2021, and currently we are 42 in number. And over the 2 years, we have collected a total amount of 62,723 to date. We would like you to help us to set the organization up for success in terms of the structure of the organization, being registered with a recognized body like the National Stokvel Association of South Africa, and to also attract new talent to help us grow the stokvel into a reputable, professional, and profitable organization. The first question is that we as Rifumo Investments Stokvel, we use a long-term investment approach to achieve our objectives. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this type of investment, and how can we motivate our members to keep on investing if they will only receive their returns in the long run? The second question is that as we are scattered around the country, how else can we raise funds collectively apart from investing? The third question is it ideal to use a portion of the contributions from the members to buy and print merchandise, for example, t-shirts, cups, etc., and sell it to our members as a way to raise funds? Are there any recommendations you can give us on how we can start making money to cover our costs? We are looking forward to hearing your answers in the future. Thank you so much.
South Africans invest approximately 50 billion rand in stokvels a year, giving ordinary citizens an opportunity to be key players within the markets through investing and saving. As investment stokvels continue to grow year on year, it's important for members to ensure that they are registered with credible organizations and also look out for investment opportunities. This show will share information that will help educate you to make the best decision for your stokvel. Ntate Masudubele, Rifumo Investments Stokvel went through some drastic changes since its inception at 2021 by investing in JSE listed companies, properties, and ETFs. From 8 members to 42 within the space of 2 years. That's a rapid growth, accumulating over 60,000 rand as well. So from your perspective, what is your opinion on the current model that they have right now? What are they getting right?
Hi, Nonto. Thanks for the question. I think they're getting a couple of things right. First and foremost, I'd put at the top of that list how they run their group. I think on the back of good administration, you're able to achieve a lot of things. So people are then drawn. You then move from 8 to 40 members because people can see the results of what you're trying to do. And everyone wants to be part of something that's very organized. And also the other thing that they're doing correctly is that they've got a common purpose. They've got a common goal. So they identified that goal. They said, we are an investment stokvel, and they were quite clear about it. And I think they made sure that everyone who joins the group shares the same vision that they have. So you didn't have different people pulling in different directions, which is this is one of the problems that a lot of groups have, is that down the line, after 6 months, then someone says, no, but I joined because of this particular reason. And then they have to take them back to the constitution. And I think that then leads us to the other thing that they did correct. Their goals, while they had common purpose, it was clearly defined in their constitution. And so they made sure that everyone understood the constitution, and then everyone who joined, they joined on the basis of understanding why they are joining this particular group.
Now, from your experience, do you see a lot of young people, just mobilizing and creating their own investment stokvels?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think what's happened over time is that stokvels have been recognized as this vehicle that has this huge ability to, benefit from the power of collective. So people will tell you that as an individual, it's very difficult for me to save, to invest, or to do certain things. Just fiscal discipline is a very difficult thing. Temptations, we're faced with them every day, financial temptations. And so within the context of a group, you are bound to a particular commitment. And then there are consequences if you don't do that. You get chucked out of a group, but the benefits are greater. So the idea of a stokvel is almost like a carrot and stick approach, where there's huge benefit, but there's also consequences for you. So there's been a huge uptake, especially from youth who've realized that, there's a lot to gain if we do things collectively, because we have more resources and so on. And if I may, maybe just to touch on what we've seen, I think a lot of it is not only used for investment. So it does touch on other areas. So for instance, youth would be saying, I'm young, I want to, see the world. So they go on what they call kontikis. So they'd go on these travel itineraries. And so they'd make a plan as a collective to say it might be cheaper if we club in together and groove. So the idea of clubbing together as youth towards this common goal that we have is something that's definitely on the uptake.
One interesting fact from Rifumo Investments as well is how they actually have a big appetite for long-term investments. And you also see this in them being interested in the New York Stock Exchange as well, looking at their listed shares. So what are some of the advantages or disadvantages rather of this approach of sticking to long-term investments?
I think the one advantage that they're looking at, they've got youth on their side. So for them, I think long-term is more palatable because seemingly they've got time on their side. So some of the advantages with long-term investment is stability and growth. So there's this term that's called compounding. So whatever benefits you accrue from your investment, they get reinvested into your investment. And so the growth of your investment over a period of time is steady, but it's definitely going up. So the volatility that might exist in the short term is then balanced out because of the nature of the long-term investment. So it gives you that stability and a certain level of guarantee that, your investment will grow. The disadvantages, the immediate disadvantage is that your resources are locked. They are locked, you don't have access to them. So in the case of a stokvels, more often than not, they invest their money with the expectation that they'll have access to it either after 12 months in December or on a short notice basis, they'll have access to their money. So with long-term investments, typically 3+ years, if you've locked your money in for 3+ years, you're not going to have access to that. So that's sometimes a stumbling block for a lot of stokvels.
Let's just put a pause on that, because we also need to look at just the regulatory environment in South Africa for stokvels and investment stokvels specifically. We will be back with more after the break. Stay with us.
Are you a member of a stokvel or burial society? We at Tyvision Media specialize in helping stokvels and burial societies. Contact us for professional stokvel and burial society administration, access to investments and funeral cover experts, and credible financial information. We will help your stokvel and burial society to achieve your goals and grow. Contact us today.